This show contains strong language. If you're a sensitive little bitch, we recommend you change the station immediately so your little girl feelings don't get hurt.
Live from Washington, D.C., it's the Paydirt Football Show.
Are you trying to give me the double talk?
You talk too much.
And now, sit back and listen to 2 hours of biased, brainless blithering sure to drop your sports IQ by at least 20 points.
7 years of college down the drain.
Paydirt is on the air.
All right, everyone, welcome to the Paydirt Football Show. It's been a while since we've done this. We got so depressed after the Dallas Cowboys did their usual last year that we didn't do anything else with them. And I guess everybody's just kind of been busy, but we've got a lot to talk about because of the new games coming out. What is the PFL going to do? We're going to touch base on what Ready Set's going to do, and we're going to talk about all these new games that's out. So let's start by handing it first over to, let's give it to Mike first and let him talk about whatever he wants to mention first about the PFL. What you got going for us?
Hey guys. Basically, we're going to finish off our season in Madden 22. While the season's ending, Madden 24 should come out, unless something catastrophic happens. So I'll have we should finish end of September, early October, and in that time frame, I'm going to try to bring forth the rosters we have on the Madden 22 into Madden 24. Obviously, whatever Madden 24 is designed to allow me to do, I will do. Other than that, little pump for Madden 24. Sounds like it's going to be great, but that's about it.
All right. Jeff, are y'all getting any of this smoke down there?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I heard it's really bad up north, and but it actually has gotten down here. So, it's been kind of weird. You get that smoke and that kind of funky haze in the air and a little bit of sniffling here and there. It's not as bad as up north, obviously.
Not as bad as it is in New York.
It's dipped all the way down here, yeah.
Yeah. I went out this morning. First thing I noticed, it looked a little hazy out in the front yard. I stepped outside and I could smell that burning smell. By the time I started going towards Martinsburg, West Virginia, had an inspection there, you had visibility of about a mile and it smelled really like burnt rubber. I know it's got to be bad up there with you, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty bad 2 days ago. Yesterday was bad. Today was okay. Actually had blue skies today towards the end of the day. So it's phasing itself out. I guess the wind changed or whatever. Yeah, but it smelled like burnt pine.
I saw the Giants actually canceled their OTA today.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because of it.
They know they're going to lose to the Cowboys anyway, so why bother?
All right, so let's get started on Madden 24. Let's talk about the first topic here, crossplay, guys. Where do we have benefits and where do we see pitfalls with this crossplay now?
I think the crossplay is going to open up a bigger pool of players that can join, leagues, franchises. The issue, the positives is we'll have a bigger pool. The negatives is we'll have a bigger pool. Because we're going to get a lot of
cheaters,
16 and 18-year-olds who are fly-by-night and don't understand the kind of concept of how we play where, we want to get seasons and seasons. Long-term is what's our goal, not the wham-bam, in-and-out, type of thing. So that's, it's going to take a little bit. We got a great membership pool already, but, as with anything, we're getting to the end of it, and our pool is diminishing a little, so right now I actually have an open team and no waiting list, obviously. So
who you got open?
The Raiders.
Oh, that's right. Dave left.
Dave stepped down, and so right now, hopefully we can be back up to 32 owners, soon, but there's not many people that want to go back to 22 that are out playing 23 because 24 is right around the corner.
Sure.
So it's kind of a dead issue right now. I'm not even really trying too hard to get another owner because it's not really worth it. But that's about it for me.
Yeah, I think that I mean, Mike, if you were right, I mean, Mike and I talked about this a little bit, Len, and one of the things that you see a lot of times, like the videos and whatnot, is the ability when you're practicing and whatnot to get both sides of the ball.
Right.
You see that sometimes. We don't have that ability right now. So I think, Mike, didn't you say that might be a possibility with the 24?
Yeah,
that you might
that's
be able to get.
I'm hoping that's what'll happen, but I don't. Obviously they're gonna do whatever they gotta do. Crossplay though will be just so that we can play Xbox owners and PlayStation owners, and I think there's a lot more. Therefore, people that would be into it. It's. Let's be honest. It's Xbox is 50 times easier than a computer to set up and run. You don't have as many, disconnects and stuff like that. Other than, hey, my internet went down. So, in a way, maybe it'll be better too.
Well, I can see where your minuses were on that as well, because, and just what you just said, it's so much easier to set your PlayStation or your Xbox up and play, and much more, involved in setting up your computer and getting the game loaded up on there and doing everything you need to do. But that also entails a little bit of a dedication on PC. So, you get the more dedicated players that way. Let me make a quick mention on Ready Set, what we're going to be doing. Now, I have not been trying to fill the league up recently to finish that off because we are so close to 24. We're still experimenting with so much stuff with 23 and Madden in general, trying to work the best way to approach this game. And some of that's going to obviously change with 24, but I just don't see the benefit in trying to fill in exactly everybody into the league with 24 so close. And so we're going to continue the way we are through this season. When 24 comes out, we're going to switch there. So and then things will start to tighten up. So be prepared for that, guys, over there in Ready Set. So we've got crossplay. Let's talk about next gen.
Next gen is going to be awesome. I mean, I don't actually own the game on Xbox or PlayStation. I only own it on the PC, so I've never really dabbled into it. I've only watched the, the pros, if you will, that are on YouTube doing their demonstrations, and it looks so much. It looks so much condensed, and like you can get to a lot of changes and a lot of things in your play calling screen. As far as the graphics, I guess it's better, but I'm not really a big care about that.
Neither am I.
Thing. I just see that like a lot of options are more options are available to the current gen versus ours, or whatever we are, next gen compared to the current gen. So I'm looking forward to that.
How does that? I mean, how does that affect? Like, say, maybe you guys. This may be like sound incredibly naive, but let's. I'm a big video guy. Like, I like to watch the other games, and I do a lot of breakdown. And when I'm scouting teams, is that going to allow us like any access? Like, can you take those videos that people are posting and put them into the game in some way, or any way that overlaps in any way like that, or is that just completely independent? Because it's Twitch or whatever. It doesn't get into the game, right? You can't get it into the game in any way.
No, I think it's just what they like when you get to your place calling screen, and ours are vertical, right? Up and down, north south, right? This goes left to right.
I like that.
And it has options on the side where like you can do your coaching options.
Yeah.
All that is like a couple buttons away.
That's great.
Bounce out. Bounce out, bounce back in.
That'll be the same for everybody. Mike, I didn't mean to cut you off. That'll be the same for everybody, regardless of what platform you're on.
I hope so.
That's why they have to do it for when they're introducing crossplay. The engine has to be the same across the field. Okay, good. So, we'll get what they have. Yeah,
because Mike, I remember I asked you. I wasn't frustrated, but I was kind of it bothered me. I liked that. I remember some time back I said, Mike, how come we can't get that? And you were like, well, Jeff, you're on the computer and that type of thing. And but I really do like that. I don't know, Len, I don't know how you feel about it.
No, I love because I've always been irritated by how much things you have to do to get to coaching adjustments.
Right. Exactly. And then the clock's running down and you end up, it happens. You
right.
Run out of time sometimes. Yeah, I can't stand it.
Helps a lot if it's out there on the main screen all the time with you.
Yeah.
And it never made any sense to me because PCs are majority of PCs are like 10 times more powerful than the Xbox and the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Technology wise, and yet we had the worst system. I truly think they made a port and they never bothered to update it. And, we were still going off, and the Xbox is what sells, Xbox, PlayStation is what sells moves the most pieces, so, that's what I think.
Well, it's
they never bothered with us.
It has a lot to do with, at the beginning of the show, you guys are talking about how, you have a lot of young players that play, the thumbs people, as I like to call them.
Yeah, thumb jockeys.
Yeah.
Kids. And they're sitting in these chairs and they're playing all different types of games, not just Madden. And so, I don't think Madden wanted to get into anybody like, okay, well, you're on a PC, when all the kids are over here.
Yeah.
So, they wanted it to be, no, we're with the kids.
Yeah.
And, and I think that's probably why it went, and the rest of us are still clanking along on PCs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea.
I'm old school, though. I like the PC. I'm an old guy, so, that's what I've been doing for 40 years.
Right. But, me too. So it's, I just think, but I love that setup that they have when they're on
The next gen look.
Yeah,
next gen look,
me
yeah.
too. So how important is it that they've started doing closed betas 2 months early this year?
I think it's good because they'll get a lot of the bugs out. I think it'll get a little bit of the word out, and they'll actually be able to see what is gonna work, possibly. Not like doing it normally in October, like what I'm saying?
Well, December.
yeah. Maybe for
That's
once
probably gonna
they'll
happen anyway.
actually.
It's because look at it this way, they've gone cross compatible, next gen.
Boy.
They're having to put a lot more work into it. I guarantee if they hadn't they probably have not gotten to it soon enough.
Right. Well, my take on it, and I could be wrong. I don't have this. This is just a gut feeling, or a logical feeling, I should say. That's why 23 wasn't really much of an upgrade over 22. They really didn't change much. They really just re-graphic the pictures or whatever, a roster update, that type of thing. Tweaked a couple things, but really didn't go hardcore into it because I think they've been building to this Madden 24 as their,
It's a make or break. It's a make or break year for them. Yeah. They could actually lose a lot of licensing with the NFL if they don't straighten it out this year.
I was just I was just about to say the exact same thing. Like, this doesn't mean that, to sound callous or anything, but the truth is that John Madden is now deceased.
Yep.
And so, I think, they might have been anticipating that at some point. And the more he's kind of in the rearview mirror, the more they're going to have to sort of go to the future, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I agree. I mean, with this product that they're coming out with, it's like, look, we got to hit this, because if we don't, we could really fall out of the loop here. So we'll see what they do. But the short experience I've had here is that, man, this is a major undertaking, and it's likely, the landing gear might not work.
And if right, crash and burn. And I don't know if I don't think I'm mistaken in saying that a football game, a good football game on the PC or on these gaming platforms, is probably the hardest game to create and make realistic.
Yeah. Really
Yeah.
20, a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
22.
So many aspects to the sport that have to be just right, and I'm not saying that basketball or hockey or golf isn't just doesn't have its problems too, or soccer, but I think football just has so many moving parts on the field at the same time. They can't even get refs on the field. We all kind of forget about that.
Right.
There's no refs on the field.
Right.
And,
Well, the NFL also, I mean, in their defense, they're always a little bit lagging, because the NFL is also, it seems like, annually changing the rules.
They do.
They're constantly changing the rules. And then the game is like, that was yesterday's game, and the rule, that's not even football anymore.
Right.
2 years is not even the same game. So they constantly have to try to upgrade that all. It's just, I mean, it's a tough deal, but I'm hopeful that this next one will be pretty good.
They're saying that there's new commissioner tools with this new version. Mike, have you heard anything on what they've added?
No, I mean, other than a couple of people saying things in the chats, and if what they're saying is true, that'll be awesome.
So what are they saying?
Basically just more controls for the commish. Able to edit salaries a little bit better. A lot of stuff that is, you would think, like, how we had it in Madden 08, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Madden 08 was a good game. It was a good game.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, a lot of the stuff always, though, which EA loses is they think, how do I say? They think from the first to the 1 or 2 player franchise. They always think from that point of view. So they don't look at it like all 32 teams are owned,
Right.
and you want to,
Right.
truthfully, you want to have it balanced. You want teams to excel, but there has to be a kicker so that they come back down. Because if you just have the best teams always running away with it, it doesn't really add to fun for the league.
Right.
But the things that they do, like those scenarios and things like that, they're all just fun for one player situations. Oh, go look at the prospect. Who the freak cares?
Right.
You know what I mean? And all these other things that they do. And, it's like a lot of them are just like, come on, please.
So much of it is childish stuff.
Yeah. It's like, I don't feel like playing anymore.
Who
Okay.
convinced the CEO to put that in the game?
Jeez.
I wonder. Somebody got some 12-year. There's probably some big CEOs, 4-year-old.
Right?
My son wanted it.
No, I mean most of these programmers are in their 20s.
Oh, they're young whippersnappers.
Yeah. Yep.
Very slick. But I don't know. What about I think the biggest thing for us, and I have a feeling that they won't do this, is in a way to be able to move your leagues forward, and that's always been a problem.
Oh, God, that would be the greatest thing ever. Yeah.
They're not going to let that happen.
Yeah.
No, because then people. Well, you know what? They're stupid because it would actually generate more, because then people would understand the concept of what we're saying, like bringing our rosters forward and stuff like that. If they just had a tool. I mean, they used to in other games. Remember, it was like, 2K8 or whatever it was, 2K4.
2K.
You could move your roster forward to the next version.
Right.
And I know they could do it in hockey. That was, I used to play hockey a lot, even EA. And, it's just something they stopped. They must have a reason. You know what I mean? They want you to.
Incompetence.
I still buy the game every year.
Yeah. Incompetence, that's why.
I still buy the game.
I mean, the truth of the matter is, regardless, right? I mean, even if we were able to do that, all right, because the game constantly changes, right? I mean, I've been in this league now not that long in terms of time, and this will be, for me already, the third, this will be the third version that I've already been in since I've been in this league. So, even though, the point I'm getting at, even if we could move it forward, we would, you still wouldn't freeze ourselves like in, say, 22 when we're at, like, say, 25 or 26.
No,
Yeah.
right.
I mean, you would have to advance, I just don't get it. I mean, the leagues have to move along anyway. So, if you could just move the leagues forward, but then buy the new product,
Right.
that would be great. But, they don't want to do that. I suspect, though, it has a lot to do with, like, you talked about, like, they change things, like, all of a sudden they add some category to the, to the overall of the players, something, who knows what. And, then you really can't do that. And so I think that would cause a lot of tech problems. So, I mean, maybe that might be one of their issues. I really don't know. But,
Well, they also changed the pictures. The guys changed, their weight or whatever. And all these little things that get changed year to year. And I get it, they look at it like each year is its own product, and they're just playing the one product. And the franchise mode in their concept is you're supposed to play like every other day. All right, advance in 2 days. Advance in 2 days.
No, you're right.
And so then you could get like 5, 6, 7 seasons in before the switch over to the next thing. But as you know, and everybody knows, we all have life, and we all have things that pop up, and not everybody can play every 2 days
or every 20 in some cases.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so it becomes an issue too quickly, and you'd be having sims and forced wins and all that type of stuff too often, and a week is about enough time.
Yeah, then that only gives us 2 seasons per year, and we have to really be on our toes to get 2 seasons in.
Right.
Yes,
exactly.
That's the thing, is you kind of have to have your off season ready to rock and roll. I mean, I don't know if you look, but like in the WhatsApp, we're pretty much seasonally at the same point. Like, we're always advancing in March, and we're always advancing in October.
Right.
So we're pretty much on par. I mean, within a week or two of each year.
Yeah. What season is it now? 40 40 what?
This is 45 we're in.
45 seasons in 22 years. So, yeah.
Wow. Give or take, yeah.
Yep.
I know I've been doing this 10 plus years.
Yeah, the first season of the PFL was 2000.
Yeah, it's 23 years. Well, this would be the 23rd.
Almost 23 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a couple of years where in 08, where I had to do so much roster reorganization, we lost like 3-4 months.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
Yeah, you never want that. People get bored.
Yeah.
So, what else do we need to talk about with Madden?
I got nothing much other than I'm excited for it, but I know I'm going to get let down. But
I know, me too. We're always excited and we're always let down. So let's move on.
As I was going to say, as Cowboy fans, this would be
we're used to it. Yeah, we're used to it. It's right up our alley.
Like, oh, this isn't I know this feeling.
All right, let's move on to Modus Maximum Football. Okay. Are you up on this, Jeff?
I am not.
Okay. Mike, let's start with you. Let's talk about the customization. Customization.
Yeah,
and,
Good.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to make a quick mention. This is built on Unreal Engine 5, which is awesome because it's the hottest thing out right now as far as your graphic engines.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it looks good. It sounds good. You can do whatever you want, which is great. Customization, they don't have the NFL license, which I don't care if they make a great game.
Right, me either.
I've looked at a lot of this stuff, and you always see the same problems that happens is they don't have a franchise online. You can't play games head to head online for a franchise. So I mean, you can work around that type of stuff if you got a dedicated commissioner. But
they are going to have that now with this version.
I hope so, because otherwise it's not even obviously it's not even worth.
Yeah, it's going to have online head-to-head franchise mode now, online multiplayer.
Yeah. Do they have coaching mode? I don't even.
I don't know about coach mode. There's still a thing online. If you go to paydirtfootball.com, not a league site, but just regular paydirtfootball.com. Let me get over here real quick. There you can petition Maximum Football, and it just gives you just click there where it says petition, and it tells you what to petition them for. So go ahead and petition, make sure that they do have coach mode, because if they don't have it, they're going to lose 25% of their audience.
Yeah, definitely.
So what we have, it's very customizational. You can create NFL teams even without the license. You can create the players. You can create the logos, everything. Your uniform is totally customizable. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Simulation. It is going to be a simulation. It was due to be released in, I think, late spring, but they had some things they had to work on. So it will be released for PC this fall. And a little later, it will come out on the PlayStation and everything. It is going to be free to play, and as far as I know, it's cross play as well.
I'm looking at their website right now, and there's questions, so to speak, and then it says, yes, we are planning to support cross-platform matchmaking in Maximum Football.
Yeah.
Makes me nervous when they say free, though.
Well, and that's one of the questions. Are they going to have you pay for content? And the answer was no. What they're going to do is they're going to have advertisement. I don't mind that. You want to put the banners up on the stadium walls and stuff like that, or even during the quarters if it breaks to do a commercial for whatever's paying for the game. Whatever your sponsors.
Be more realistic.
Yeah. Halftime, you got 2 minutes of commercials during halftime or whatever.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind that.
I'd be fine with that. If it's a free, good game, go with it.
Right. Yeah. That,
These are the graphics that's being broadcast out now that you see. So the graphics are pretty good. Not quite up to par with Madden, but they're good.
Yeah, good enough.
Yep.
I don't have a problem with the graphics. There was something I heard about it that made me question it, but I don't remember anymore. I hope that that they have an online career franchise mode, and that coach mode works out. obviously, if it becomes a thumb jockey thing, I'm not in for that.
Right.
Here we
I
go.
wouldn't waste
Let me
my time.
pause this thing here. Okay, you see that picture up there now? This is the mind of a running back, in other words.
Yeah.
And where you see the green and red, the red is least likely where he's going to run for that particular play based on what the openings are here. So if you look to the right, he's got a nice hole over here to the right. And the green is the most likely spot that he'll take. Now, the smarter this running back is, the better he is at catching that hole.
Right.
And here in a little bit, I'm going to show you wide receiver routes and how that works out. I think it's really cool. Let me start this back up. I think it's really cool about how these wide receiver routes work, too. The better the wide receiver is at running routes, the more likely he is to stick to that route exactly. So I've got a graphic I'll show here in a little bit for that. But and these are neat concepts that I don't think Madden does.
Well, I suspect to a certain degree that sort of like in the underbelly of Madden, this stuff would be visible to, like, say, the programmers.
Possibly.
We don't get that because we don't control, right? And in regular Madden, the way they do, somebody you control things.
Mm-hmm.
So this one I don't know is. I'm assuming if you're telling me, Len, that this is sort of like a coach mode thing, right? This running back is just running on his own.
Yes, it would be, obviously.
You're not controlling it, right?
Right.
So, it's a little bit like, well, that is coach mode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly coach mode.
Right.
Yeah.
So, we kind of have the same, we do have the same thing in Madden to a degree. We just don't get that type of graphic. And then we all complain because we'll say things like, there was a hole right there.
Oh, yeah. God, my running back's ignorant.
Well, but
he's good for
they're
it.
Saying here, depending on how much the different values that the running back may have, the more likely he will make the right decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Madden sort of kind of is like that as well. I just don't know, to what degree.
Right. Let's see. Free graphics are okay. Route running. Not going to bring that up yet because I don't want to stop this video. I guess I can. Hold on here. Here's a graphic of the route running, and I don't know if you can see that, but you see these little loops going around the route.
Yeah.
That is the better the wide receiver is on running routes, the smaller these loops will be. And if you can see over here on the left, that route, the blue is the actual route, or actually no, I think the red is the actual route, and the blue is the one he's going to follow, because the red looks a little tighter. But in any case, the better he is at running routes, the better his rating is there. The better he will stick to that route. Now, I'm not sure if Madden does that or not. Do any of y'all know that?
Madden, well, see, none of us, I don't know of anybody in the league. I'm not saying nobody has. But, if you have, like, they all have, like, short route running, medium route running, and deep route running ratings. Okay.
Right.
How that actually
See, here we go. Right here, let me.
Like, how does it actually translate like this?
Mm-hmm.
Looking on the screen here? Or what? I don't know about you, Mike, but I don't really honestly know. To what
I think it's just part of a math formula that it pulls together and it says, all right, you're going to catch the ball. And then it tries to graphically implement it. I really, truly do think that's the way the Madden works. That it's just a roll of the dice based on the percentages of your ratings. And it just says, all right.
Catch it.
So you think it's more, so you're basically saying that, taking the graphics out of the formula, so to speak.
Yeah.
It's basically, a data generated result.
Right.
Right.
I think that's what people they call it animations.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've been saying they were getting away from that, but I don't see evidence of it.
No.
Right. So,
like,
the numbers get rolled, and if the numbers are in a certain percentage area, it generates an animation, and then that's the graphic that happens. And
like video A, video B, video C.
Yeah.
And because I've done tests, I've put went into practice mode and took the defense off the field, and just ran. I made like my top guys 99 speed, 99 acceleration, 99 agility, and then dropped it by 10 on 3 wide receivers, and just made them run routes, an in and out and a go or whatever, and the numbers. The numbers are so insignificant in the changing of the actual what you're seeing. It's like you could have 10 speed adds to like a yard or a yard and a half every 10 feet.
Wow.
So, every 10 yards. So in 10 yards, you get like 1 yard separation, which is big in real football, right?
Yeah.
But in the way the game's engine works, it doesn't mean anything because our quarterbacks just go, hey, I'm not throwing to him, he's covered, and they take a sack, right? So that's why I think the graphics kind of get, as I've said before, a little bit misleading in Madden. If this game does it this way, that would be awesome. You'll see better things on the screen. But again, does that mean it makes it... See, like with these route running things, does that make it so this guy will get open versus the guy running the blue route?
Yeah,
he won't get open?
Right. Like how does that impact the actual result of the play?
Right.
Right, and so then therefore you can throw the ball to him, thumb jockey style. So, that won't matter to us because we won't care because we're not taking control. So, yeah, I don't know. We got to see how it comes out. Either way, it'll be better.
So,
if they actually do it.
So, do we need more time, or can we wrap this up in 6 minutes?
Why, has it been 40 minutes already?
Yeah, 6 minutes left.
No, unless you want to talk about the other one. I'm pretty much done with those two.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. What else do we have here? Oh, yes, they do have local multiplayer and regular multiplayer. So that's definitely there. Coach mode is the one thing I'm concerned about. Hopefully they'll have coach mode. They're going to be adding new content on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And you will be able to create your own plays and create your own playbooks.
Wow. I like it just for that.
Yeah, me too. Remember the old football pro days?
That's another 24 hours a day.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to shut all the other leagues down.
Yeah, the guys that are like me. I mean, that would just be.
Oh, you remember the old.
Next time I see my wife, I'll have a beard and weigh 50 pounds
Yes,
lighter.
front page sports football, man. That's all we did.
Oh my God, that was
Big Hurt. Remember the Big Hurt play?
Yeah.
Big Hurt.
Well, do you get to name the plays? Like
Yes.
25
play,
blue.
yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, you tell your players you can. In front page sports football, you could tell them where to go.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
boy.
You drew the line.
Yeah, you drew the line.
Oh my God, no. Yeah, no,
and what was cool about it was you drew the line, but how well they ran it was based on their ratings.
It got to the point to where every league had to make rules, and they even had play design utilities that you would run your plays through, and it would tell you based on what the settings were if it was an illegal play.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Speaking of, never mind. I'm not going to get into that now. We don't have time. But there are some illegal formations that we're getting in Madden.
Yes.
That are deadly plays.
Yeah, I know.
It just doesn't pick it up. So
the thing that was great about FB Pro was that you could even tell your offensive linemen where to go and what to do.
Oh yeah, yep.
And so it was like you could tell them how to block left, right, straight, pass block, or you could tell them to pull, go over to here, and then run block, pass block.
I thought we could do that in Madden.
Yeah, we would. In Madden, I think in Madden 08 you could make your own plays,
but not that detailed.
I yell at my guys; they don't listen.
You could tell them. Let's say you could tell them to do a slant, and you had like 3 different levels of the slant that you could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you couldn't do it online anyway. You couldn't take it with you. You could only do it when you were playing on your own computer versus yourself.
Right.
Which, who cares,
So
I gotta meet other people.
With the upcoming NFL 2K video.
So we don't have much about 2K23. 2K8's on screen right now. But here's what we do know so far. They are still working on a 2023 release. They've been really quiet about it, but they're going to get as close to a sim as possible. And that's what they've said. So we'll see how that goes, and I'm sure we'll all buy it.
2K5. That was the last true
This is old. This is 2008.
So finally,
this
hearing
K8.
that the NFL was back in business.
But this was 2K.
Also, much welcome news. It was said that 2K would be releasing not one, but multiple NFL licensed arcade-style games, as EA
and look what
does still technically have the exclusive rights to make NFL simulation games.
Just look what's happened when EA.
2K ensured us that the games will
when
have
EA
the
owned the
same
field,
level of
went to
depth and
pot.
authenticity that we've come to expect from them over the years. And the most recent update uncovered by Sports Gamers Online said that the gameplay was going to be developed to go up to the line of what constitutes simulation versus non-simulation, even if the game doesn't look exactly like a true simulation game, if that makes sense.
I would
Despite being
hey, you know, how long is it going to be before the AI starts doing the
surely
their own thing on
release
this
a game
anyway,
or two that's much more aimed at kids.
Not much longer,
There's definitely some wiggle
No, the
room
robots
in
are
there
about ready to
for
take
something
over.
that blurs the lines a bit more for the older crowd, and that is what they.
I don't care. Just give us good football play. Good football game, and you can run the. Hey, they couldn't do a worse job.
NFL arcade games, but we'll.
All right, guys.
More about that a little bit later in the video. If you're new to the channel,
there you go.
Always stay updated.
Yes, we are out of time, guys. It was good to be on here with you guys again. So maybe we can get together and do it again sometime soon.
Subscribe and turn the bell icon on so you don't miss any of the.
All right, guys. Here's the end of the show. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
That's all, folks.